What's going on, YouTube? I'm Andrew Crawford, the HC Legend, ya boy, the GOAT, not the GOAT, but I look like a GOAT, and welcome to my Survivor Series review. I wanted to give myself 24 hours, let everything settle in case there was something I was being too biased towards, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to go opening match to end match as normal, but, so, Women's War Games match. The second best War Games match on the card. Wait, there was only two. Oops. It was a banger, bro, but it was more centered around chaos, while the men's was centered more around storytelling chaos. And there was something about this story that was unforgettable, but I'll talk about that later. However, I am going to give an MVP of each match to a wrestler. And the MVP of the Women's War Games match, me and my friend who is currently in this general area, agreed to this. It is Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai was the MVP of the Women's War Games match because, oh my gosh, she took some of the scariest bumps of the entire match. Dakota Kai, I pray one day you're women's champion. Second match on the card was the SmackDown Women's Championship match, I think. The only bad match of the card, and it wasn't even bad. An overall grade, I'd give it a C+. It was just... ugh. I hate Ronda Rousey, bro. Like, with all due respect to her, I hate her. But I will be honest, she has proved me wrong in a lot of cases. And honestly, she still gets MVP of the match just because she is the women's champion and she is the one that's most used to being in main event positions. So yeah. AJ Styles versus Finn Balor. Perhaps the crappiest build to any match at War Games. Yeah, it was the worst build. Because, yeah, the two factions are feuding. And yeah, they both led the Bullet Club, but they didn't really give any, like, full history about it. And, I mean, it was still a great match. Like, AJ and Finn, you put two of the best workers in probably any era in a match like this, and it's gonna be a banger, bro. And AJ and Finn are no exception. AJ broke a 3-year pay-per-view losing streak that started at SummerSlam 2020 and ended at Survivor Series 2022. Wait a minute, that's bad math. 2 years, my bad. But, honestly, he has been the MVP of all those pay-per-view matches, and it's no different here. Because, you know, the one thing that I will say about this match is it did still tie in that it was two feuding factions, because Gallows and Anderson decided to chase Priest and Dominic off, and Dominic Mysterio, please learn how to do what you're kind of born to do because of who your father is, i.e. the greatest luchador to ever walk into a wrestling ring, but that's aside from the point. But yeah, I'll give AJ MVP for this match, and again, just AJ, you are a treasure and you are cherished by all wrestling fans. Now, the Triple Threat U.S. title match. The only bad thing about the match was the end of the match because it was a botched finish, but it was a great finish had it been executed right. So Seth Rollins walked in champion, and Lashley and Theory the challengers, and I would honestly say MVP of the match, despite the loss, is Seth Rollins, because right now, he's the glue that is holding Raw together. I don't think that match could be called bad if you tried. The finish, yes, but the overall match was tremendous. I don't think you could call the match any other thing but tremendous. And the MVP again goes to Rollins, but now let me talk about the finish so y'all understand what I mean. The finish in theory was perfect. Theory. Good pun. Rollins was going for a Falcon Arrow, and Bobby Lashley speared Rollins, and Theory landed on top of Rollins, hence the reason that was a good pun, because Austin Theory won the United States Championship, and so, yeah, it was still a banger of a match. But the thing that was wrong with the spot was, like, you could see how bad of a angle the cameraman got. And now to talk about the men's War Games match. The match of the night. And, okay, so you had the Bloodline, Roman, Solo, the Usos, and Sami Zayn versus the Brawling Brutes, Sheamus, Pete Dunne, and Ridge Holland versus Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre. 5-on-5. Banger of a match with excellent storytelling. Roman sends Sami in second to help Jay. And honestly, the ending was what made this match. Kevin Owens, after telling Sami, the Bloodline's going to turn on you. You need to strike first. Catches Jimmy's super kick. Sami Zayn goes right up Main Street. And then Sami looks at Roman. Roman says, go for it. Helluva kick to Kevin Owens. Owens falls on Sami's arms. Sami throws him to the ground. Jay hits a beautiful splash. 1, 2, 3. And for some reason, Sami and Jay just finally buried the hatchet after Jay had kind of kicked him in the face earlier in the night. And MVP of the match, people are going to disagree with me, but I don't care. Solo Sikoa. They have made this man look like a star the entire time he's been called up. Letting him go toe-to-toe with McIntyre. He no-sold Kevin Owens' offenses. The stuff with Sheamus, everything he's done has been top tier so far. And not to mention, they made him look like enough of a star. I was trying to avoid cursing there. They made him look like enough of a star to hit his finisher on a former WWE champion straight through a table. And again, no sold offenses. I'm giving the MVP to Solo. He took the bro kick for Roman. I think he plays his part in the Bloodline flawlessly. And I hope that to see it rewarded with a mid-card title win at least. But, yeah, that's my review. Overall, I think War Games Survivor Series this year may have very well been a top 5 Survivor Series, maybe number 1. Maybe number 1. I would have to think really, really hard about that. But as Survivor Series is the weakest of the big 4 usually, this year it really wasn't. Honestly, this year the weakest of the big 4 was the Rumble. That was in the Vince era. We're in the Triple H era now. But anyways, as usual, that's the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Send these videos to your mom, your dad, your aunt, your uncle, best friend's boyfriend, best friend's girlfriend. Send them to everyone you know. Send them to a random stranger on the street. Walk up to a random stranger and just be like, hey, this kid talks about wrestling too much. Watch his videos. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.